Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play it as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why your person is doing what they're doing and why you're attracting someone that's triggering you, what those triggers mean and how to shape shift the energy. Because there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness is going to be what dictates what manifests because it's our core beliefs. Unfortunately, a lot of times we're not thinking about our beliefs. We're not thinking that deeply. We're going through life and we're connecting with people, and either we feel emotionally for someone or we don't. It's either one or the other. And so we tend to, the reptilian mind simplifies things. And it simplifies things by looking at the ego, the surface. So it'll say, this person doesn't care about you because they're not talking to you. And then it'll say, because you're X, Y, and Z sometimes. Or sometimes we just then take a look and say, what is it? Why is it? But if you're dealing with someone that's spiritually blocked, well, they're going to purposely make you feel a certain way. They're going to purposely. So, why they do what they do is more important than what they do. Because people that have spiritual blocks, they have habits and behaviorisms that are sabotaging to whatever it is that they're trying to manifest. So, if a person has a block within love, they actually continually get in their own way. And they will do this by talking to multiple people, not creating intimacy, not creating transparency. There's a thousand other ways as well. However, what you would see if you were to watch this person go back in time and see all their relationships, you would see that karmic theme. And the karmic theme is one that continues to loop, which again is what solidifies that belief in the reptilian mind that that there's something wrong with you, that you don't have something, or that you need something, or you wind up, you know, again, looking for the answer or saying that the person makes you question why you feel certain way, even if it's not, I don't, I know that I know that I'm worthy, but this person continually is trying to show me that I'm not worthy by what they're doing. It's not that you don't believe it, but this person has the power to shake your confidence. And it's because, again, it's a soul relationship. So it should play out a certain way in our mind we perceive. Like it should look a certain way. Meaning, like if that's your soulmate and they love you, they should, die for you. I mean, like our reptilian mind will tell us things that's not really accurate. It's based on maybe a love story, it's based on a movie, but it's not based on truth. So again, it's not that the person's not wrong, but it's the fact what's more important is why they're able to make you feel a certain way, why they're able to make you react a certain way, because within the feeling and the reaction will tell you what needs to be integrated, what needs to be healed. Because every person that comes into your life has the opportunity to teach you. So all relationships are karmic. We just associate the really toxic past life karmic mates with pain and suffering because that's what they do. They come into our life and they make us miss opportunities. They make us not see things as how they are. They wind up making us see things through their wound if they're not healed. And then you're inheriting that negative karma. You're inheriting whatever karma that they were supposed to get. Again, because karma does not mean right or wrong, it means learned. So we learn through the suffering of like I said, missing an opportunity or, God forbid, like someone's life was at stake because of you, that there's some karmic theme that puts you in a place of guilt. It can put you in a place of feeling again inadequate, shameful. All these spiritual blocks are the shadows. That's what we point out within these readings. So the readings have a therapy style to them. They always do. They're a little bit longer. They have to be, because within the cards, it's not just going to be yes or no. There's going to be a lot of channel. So just so that you guys know if you're new to my channel. All right, now anything of any importance or relevance to the channel you can find in the description box. If you're looking to learn shadow healing, I have a lot of free resources on my website. Check it out, pureenergyhealer.com. Over 100 blogs on different holistic and spiritual things. I also have a TV show that I do every Tuesday night called Rewired. You can actually, if you want to learn about certain topics, and it's just again about certain topics, well, again, tune in. And if you are connected to a Scorpio or a Gemini, check out those channels. All right. Now, coaching, I also have shadow coaching. So if you're interested, you can put your email down on the wait list. You know, if you're someone that feels like you keep reliving the same types of karmic themes, like blocks of guilt or manipulation or betrayal, whatever the negative energy is, you can heal yourself. Understand that. All right. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you have to be open to getting a shadow reading, obviously. You have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in the comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. No, if I write the word winner underneath, you have to go to the description box, and inside the description box, along with all that other important information that I just named earlier, well, you're going to find my email. You're going to shoot me an email, tell me what channel you found me on, and then you're also going to tell me what days and times work for you. We'll pick a time. I'll send you the link. Know that all readings are done live. You can make it private by sending me all your questions before. However, I usually don't need questions. I just channel what needs to be told. Again, I'm a healer, so my job is to know what your blocks are. That's where my gift resides, and tell you again how to integrate that. It's spiritual heal. It is psychic healing. It's psychological. You know, we all have that. All right, the word of the video is disgust. Disgust. I feel like as more time goes on and you are in disconnection from a soulmate, the more like disgusted you get. And it's because this person is missing the whole point of a soulmate connection. A soulmate connection is supposed to grow intimacy, it's supposed to grow trust. And this person hasn't given you that. And so it's again, and it's mainly because they're stubborn. This is when I was talking about the sabotaging behavior, this is one of them. It's when the need to be right is more important than what's important, which is to show love, to build a connection, to build memories, to show trust, because trust is intimacy. And so that's why I keep saying it. When there is no trust, the relationship just gets blown to shit. There's no, you can say it makes the person paranoid to be in a relationship with someone that they can't trust. You don't want to be that way. So a lot of the focus now is going to be on this person, not on what you want to do, what you want to create. And it's that this person continually does everything and is their need for control. It's all about control. It's all about making you surrender your boundaries. It's all about, like, again, manipulation. So they lost the whole meaning of the connection because of their stubbornness, where this person knows it. And they know that it's like they're sad because, again, they know that you don't trust them anymore. And they really avoided you because they can't deal with criticism. They didn't want to be blamed for the relationship. And part of being blamed is, hey, you're not giving time. You can't, this person couldn't manipulate things. Because if either they're giving you time, they're not giving you time. They're not giving you time, clearly you're going to say that. So what this person thought was they would then stonewall you and give you less time. And figured that, well, then I'd come back. And I feel like they came back, but they would breadcrumb it. So the reason why you didn't hold back, because then this person thought that they were going to say, well, you held back. You didn't call me. You didn't do this. But the difference is you said, but you wanted me to undervalue myself. You wanted me to settle for less. You just couldn't believe that you misjudged me and I was holding you to it. And instead of you being embarrassed, you acted defiant. So there's a disappointment because you're like, I'm not seeing you the same way. It doesn't mean that there's not a connection, but now the connection, when I'm thinking about you, is not feeding you happiness because I do not have a happy thought or emotion, but understand you also know that it's binding you to this person and you don't want to be. Because I feel like this person, like for so long as they can feel that you're connected to them, even if it's anger, they felt like, well, I don't have to do anything. What you really needed to do is let go, detach, and move forward and date if you wanted to. And I feel like you got to that point where you're like, I'm actually looking for someone else. So your energy is beginning to get cut, where now this person is becoming obsessed because, hey, things didn't play out the way that they thought that they were going to play out. You showed them a different side of yourself. You detached, and now they're in a place of shame, which always brings them back to anger because, well, you could have, and this and that, like you could have called me, you could have just like undervalue yourself, but they're not saying that. They're in their mind, they're like, I didn't promise you anything. They're trying to like not feel guilty about how they treated you. And they're trying to like put a spin on it, like, well, that wasn't my fault. I never promised you anything. But they're still connected to you and they can feel like you're disgust because it's like, every chance you have to fix it, you make it 1,000 times worse. It's like because what it comes down to is they're selfish and that they would rather lie and downplay their connection to you and create the illusion because it's all about keeping you lonely. And what you know is it's like you're not lonely because you showed this person that you're not lonely because you're invested in your life. That's why you're able to disconnect from this person. However, what you feel is now I'm stuck with this negative energy. And I'm stuck with this negative energy because you didn't give me anything emotionally, but you were my person. And you know that you were my person. So now I'm stuck in a place of resentment. And it's like, and this person feels a little powerless, but you also feel powerless. But what's underneath that is really grief. Understand that. That's what the hostility is representing. Because this person doesn't want to acknowledge what they did, and so they don't want to be guilty. And you don't want to be stuck with the person that you're doubt, that literally tries to make you jealous and do things that they know that you're intolerant to, because you see it as disrespect. And then what's happening is that it brings you both to a place of disassociation, which is, what happened in your past. But this is a karmic theme that continues to play out, like where I feel like you're like, I get people, but the moment that they actually have to show some emotional vulnerability, they don't do it. And as soon as it's time for them to give me what I need and show up for me, they're not there. So it's again, and that's a karmic theme that played out. And I feel like this person continues to sabotage relationships. They just, like I said, that's their reality. They've created that reality because of, again, whatever spiritual issues that they inherited from their childhood, which seems like, again, they're going to most likely be very similar spiritual blocks because it brings you both back to this place of nostalgia, but not when I say, oh, nostalgia is that nice memory. Remember that? No, this is not that. This is like we look back to our childhood. It brings us back to a time. And the time was not pleasant. And unfortunately, most of life has continued to play out. There hasn't been happy moments in life, but they are not like lasting. It seems that life kind of looks like a roller coaster. And it does with this person because they make it that way. But you're like, but my life still looks like a roller coaster, and I'm not that way. I don't lie. I don't hold back. I'm transparent. I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other. So again, there's something missing is what it feels like, because why am I connected to that person, but I don't do what they do? And this is like, again, that worry. And again, disassociation, disrespect. We had gotten that way. So wait a second, gotta go the other way. Yeah, because this person forms attachments, and that's where they again act like they really don't care, right? That they're, they could take it or leave it. That's the energy. But understand, you turning around and standing your ground, I feel like you did bring them to a place of regret. And I also feel as if they stayed away from you for a long time because they're prideful. They know that they were self-righteous, and they also know that they abandoned you. So it's like, I don't really know how to fix this. So that's like what I feel like where they are now, which I just wanted to figure that out. And again, like you just, again, how you felt is it was nothing but games. Like you never really cared. See, you use the connection like as that, as like to get what you wanted out of the connection, which might have just been to feed your ego, to have someone like me feed your ego. But it's like I'm in that, I'm seeing you through who you're showing me, not the facade that I perceived. And it's again, and the facade that I perceived was everything that I wanted, was everything that I feel like you really thought that you could be with this person. And this person knew it. And they played games because they were like, well, I don't really want that. And so yeah, it's again, this person kept you alone. So it's all at the end of the day, it's like at the end of the day, what this person showed you is they have a long road, a way to go before they even know what they wanted. That's really what it was. This is what you saw, which is what, because regardless of the connection, you're like, you're still not, if you're not giving me anything. And for those that actually got something, it was like next to nothing. It was next to nothing. It's like this person put in a lot more time with flyby people, people that didn't meet anything. So we see again, the triggers are what's feeding this connection now. So I'm going to look at some more of your triggers, and then we're going to look at how this person feels again. And what you'll see a lot of times is that the perception is different. Then we'll see what type of connection this is, what this person really feels on a soul's level, what type of connection, if it's even going to say, or what the karma is going to be, in order to shape shift. So again, you felt unsafe in the connection because you didn't trust them. You felt like because this person, you never knew when they were going to ignore you. It's like, well, you didn't even do anything wrong. That's the irony. It's like this person played a lot of games where they gaslighted and stonewalled. It's like, oh, you're not going to change your boundary. Okay, I'm going to go to somebody else. Oh, you're not going to undervalue yourself yet? Okay, well, then I'm going to take now 2 months to not talk to you. Like they played a lot of games like that. And it just very disrespectful when now that you're looking out of it. And what I feel like this person again feels trapped in connections. It's that's their own thing. And it's mainly because they don't give anything in relationships. So what happens is it makes the person that they're with very obsessive and not trust, paranoid. And it's so this is why they sabotage their connection, because they're not transparent. They don't build emotional intimacy. And so it becomes all about control and dominance, which again is all about attachment, which is what this person's comfortable with. Doesn't mean that they want it. They don't want it. They need for someone to chase them, to desire them, but once they actually get that person, or I should say, let that person into their life in a relationship, they're not consistent in a relationship. They're not a good person. It's like they feel trapped. They can't deal with it. It's like, because it's like, I don't want to show up for you. I want to be selfish and dishonest. It's like they feel like, again, that you were dishonest. And it's like, it's not that you were dishonest. It's that you started to play a little bit of the games that they played and they didn't like it. It's like because they figured, well, if you cared about me so much, you wouldn't make that such a big deal. Or, I don't really believe someone on your caliber really likes me because they don't really like themselves. So there was a lot of projection. They believed that your life was too easy. Well, life looks easy for you, where life is not easy for them in their perception. So they projected a lot of their bullshit onto you. And that's really what it is. They feel trapped, but they're the ones that form the attachment. In every single relationship. In this relationship, you wouldn't let them form the attachment. You said, I'm not going to lower my boundary to you. You have to come in correct. And what they did, they played a lot of games to try to get you to do it. And when that didn't work, because the games could be triangulation, it could be just ghosting for long periods at a time and making you feel insignificant, downplaying the connection. They could not shown up for you if again you had a death, if you had a wedding, if you had like a special occasion where the person's supposed to, like, they made you go alone to every single event. But then here it is, they want a connection. They're saying one thing, they're doing something else, they're playing games, hoping that you're gonna uh, undervalue yourself and just give in, to the point that you felt unsafe in the relationship because you're like, you're not going to psychologically and emotionally like manipulate me into making me think that I'm not worthy. It's like, I don't want, like, that's what it's become all about. That's what it's become all about. And so this person just really thought, oh, well, you're probably so strong because you're talking to like 50 other people, because that's what they were doing. That's what they were dealing with. Then by the time this person actually figured out that that's not who you are, it's a long time. So again, this person has a hard time of letting go of the past and the fears that are associated with it. So they manifest in chaos in their relationships. They even admit it. They even admit it. And I feel like you have a hard time letting go of the past, but that past might not have anything to do with relationships. It could just be the karmic theme that played out from the dynamics of your family, the way that you grew up. But it would actually still be playing out in your relationships, just if this isn't the first serious relationship that you got into. But if it's the first serious relationship that you got into, you better believe that that there's going to be 1,000 other relationships that after this one that will mirror that one, unless you heal, or fragments of it, where you're going to notice certain behaviorism, certain things. And so those karmic themes continue to play out. And even if it's not a relationship, the karmic theme might not have even played out in a relationship. It could have been a boss that treated you so badly, so with such disrespect, made you feel a certain way. It's always like being around the same thing. This person creates that. You had awareness of, no, I'm not going to do that. And this person like lost the whole meaning of the connection because they're so afraid of feeling trapped and being constrained. But the truth of the matter is that they feel out of tune. They don't know who they are, because guess what? You don't feel like you're going to lose yourself in anyone if you know who you are. You don't feel the need to create attachments within your relationships where you have some like people that are so on a low vibration that they don't love and honor themselves enough. So of course they're not going to treat you right, but you don't care because really what it comes down to for this person is they don't care because they're the only want to be in the relationship for one thing and they're planning on getting rid of that person. They don't to keep any person around for long periods of time. And it's because they feel inadequate, because they know how to put on the facade. They can wear the mask for a day or two, but then what are you doing in your spare time? I mean, that's what when you really want to come down to it, this person doesn't really have a life. They create a lot of illusions. The people that they might have in their life are their family and like maybe like just a few close friends, but there's no balance within those relationships. You'll notice that they're a martyr for those people, that they don't have an identity. They're the giver, they're the doer, they're the fixer in order to be a part of that crowd, but they're not treated on an even balanced level. So now every person that comes into their life, like that's how they treat people. So they're, projecting because there's a need to feel superior. There's a need to feel superior. And so when you confront this person, of course, they're going to be triggered and deny what they're doing. They're not going to, again, because that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But really, that's the reason why that they don't have good relationships. It's because of who they are. It's what they do, and they know that that's what they do. So of course you were like, I'm not being because staying connected to this. And this is why you decided to get again with feeling resentful because it's like disgust and resentful because it's like, wow, you're really an asshole. Like you want to like you really want to prove to me. You need to prove to me how much you don't like me and the fact of how little you give me, thinking that I'm going to, be so angry that you're not giving it to me. But that's not why you're angry. You're not angry or that you're angry because this person just ruined the connection between you and them. Because it's like, wow, you're so immature. Wow. Like you're really like holding on to this and making it like you're stupid. You ruined the connection because of it. Again, you saw it as betrayal. And this person knows it. And it's again family patterns. This person has inherited a lot of family patterns where, again, they could have grown up in a family. The family dynamics was a very codependent connection. And so we have somebody that has all the power, another person that doesn't. And unfortunately, the children are not getting emotionally what they need. And so, like this person adapted to the patterns of the stronger parent or the person that they perceived as stronger, which is somebody that doesn't show emotions, someone that's not transparent, someone that's is all about them, that they're selfish, that they feel out of tune and inadequate, but what they do is they create such a big persona that they act like they're self-righteous, they act like a know-it-all, and then what they do is they come into the connection and they really have connections with people that they know that they can create that dynamic. So this person made the mistake of thinking that they can create that dynamic with you, where it's like where their focus is all about the body, the physical body, the touch, the sex, that, like again, and not real intimacy. And it makes you feel uncomfortable in your body because you're like it's like I don't trust you. It's like because I can see that that's really all that you want. You want to keep me in a place of disempowerment, which I understand that's what this person is like has issues like where I feel like they're always they're disempowered. They were disempowered by who raised them. They were disempowered by all the type of situations and relationships. So this is why they create that persona. Again, it's all about the sex, and what we see here is dominance, right? It's again, we can see that this is not like a very passionate, loving card. It's more about dominance. It's more about control. Look, she's blindfolded. It's giving him full power over. And again, I'll have my hands around the neck, which again, cutting off the air. So it's like, again, wanting to be like in charge. Meanwhile, this person feels smothered in relationships. You like that? They feel smothered in relationships, but that's what they create, attachment. So I think that there's a real fear that this person would be like that, and they don't want to do that because they feel inadequate, like you said. It really comes back to how they feel. But you got to the point where you're like, I'm done. It's like, I'm tired of you trying to figure it out. And this person knows that you like, you try to create the fear in me, like you're walking away and that, or taking so long that I would grow bored and come for you, or do it for you, or again, that I was just going to forget, or that things were just going to miraculously get back to normal if you didn't apologize, if you didn't take responsibility. But no, instead, what you did was you played even more games and tried to manipulate me even more, trying to create just stress. But really, what you did was just stress yourself out. You stressed yourself out. It's again because you want to be authority, because that's what it is. It's all about you being, because it's again, you want to be able to stay in your old habits. You want to still talk to all the people that you want to talk to, drink, run around, do what you want to do. You don't want to be accountable. You don't want to be accountable to yourself. So you sure as hell don't want to be accountable to me. I got it. So that's again what you see, that's what you feel. That's again where it's really the person is only focused on the sex. So we have to say, do we even want to see if this person, would they even come back and apologize? Because I doubt quite highly that they will. I mean, what we see, it's been all about them, and the more time that goes by, the more that this person can feel like that you're disgusted. And they're not going to want to deal with that, I'm sure, because unless they were ready to heal and take responsibility, clearly, you know, where this person might actually try and come back and bump into you during the summer months, you know, that they might, or you may hear something about them in the summer months. I feel like this person this person's trying to put a lot of time and hope into the relationship with themselves and trying to figure out like what their life journey is. It's like I feel like because you didn't do anything and this person is so inflexible, they're actually going to like the relationship won't continue. It'll move on because it's all about this person just wanting to be in one direction. And they know that nothing's going to stop you on your path, that because you didn't give in to them this whole time. It's like they played every game in the book. So they came to a time where they had to come to a time where they would say, do I want this connection to continue to keep going, or do I move on, or what, because they're not getting anything from you. You guys both aren't doing anything. However, there is a connection and this person feels bad, but they're too prideful. So, and there's a sense that they know that you would think that they were too inflexible, that they only wanted to be one time. And so either you move on I feel like you've already moved on from this, but I feel like they may be going away because what they see is that you're not caving, you're not giving in to them. But however, they may come back during the summer and try and bump into you. You may hear something about them during the summer. Yeah, like it's like this person subconsciously knows that you were connected, and they also know that they're still an emotional force because they're still thinking about you. However, it's too much of that they can't see. It's almost like they're just not on high enough vibration. It's like the moon tells us that subconsciously they know that there's a connection. But this person is actually like, believe it or not, I think the biggest thing that we can say that they took away from this connection is to develop better character. Because what we see, right, is that it was all about them. It's like everything was all about them. They're still resistant. They will still show you that aspect of them because they know that you don't think that they can change, really. You've gotten to the point like, okay, well, you did all this, and now even if you did change, how can I see it any different? Because you kept doing this it was too long. You did it too long to the point that I mean, this person's karma, all right, this person's karma. It's like the cause and effect, the circumstances, the consequences that came from them playing this game. So it's not like they don't have feelings, but it's like twice as hard for them to come back now. So it's like they don't, it's that. So you may miss this person for a second, but it's like it would be like a moment, it would be like very short-lived. This person, like I said, I just feel like if they come back, it would be like a quick action suddenly, like out of nowhere, didn't think about it, just having to run. But because there's still feelings for you, but it's almost like they choose a mind over heart because they know that you don't want them back. You already see who they are. You already see it. It's like no matter what you do, it's like even if you were to come, this is you. Even if you were to come to me like all perfect and with all the right words, I still wouldn't be able to take you back because you did what you did and you did it for so long. So it's for you. You were like, it was more important about being right than it was about my feelings, what was going on in my life, who I am, instead of taking the time to really get to know me and nurture me and love me. You punished me. And you punished me like who are you to punish me? Like the disrespect, the betrayal that you're like, no. Now it's you thought that I was gonna back down. Now it's your turn to eat the karma. It's your way. And how you see it is again that there was a deeper meaning to this whole relationship, and that this person realizes that they really should have showed you their true feelings. That's really what it is. It's like because they're like they didn't want it to turn out this way, but it's like they made such a freaking mess out of it that they're like, I don't really even know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. So you would have to do like they're just not on the right vibration. You would have had to do a lot of the work. So you have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? And we're gonna pull six from this deck. I'm gonna pull the six right away. I've been liking to like kind of six. And then I like to pull two from the other deck. And then I'm gonna pull one from the other deck. And we're gonna pull one from this deck. And then I'll read it all together. All right, let's see. There we go. That's there, and let's read it and see what it is. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so we got one, two, three, four, five. Where's the other one? I was pulled six. I didn't pull six. One, two, three, four, five, six. I did. Okay. I was like, am I crazy? Okay, we pulled trauma, confusion, rage, vulnerability, laughter, and wonder. for these cards, and what we pulled for these two cards are Tribe Vibe and Pathfinder and Wisdom. And so how I see this is you grew up with trauma. There was trauma. There is psychological and emotional trauma. And I feel like that's what this was, because this person played a lot of games and made you feel like, again, pretended that they didn't love you, pretended that they don't care, that like tried to get you to undervalue yourself, tried to like didn't respect your boundaries. So it was all the same stuff that you were manipulated with during childhood. So there was like this trauma from that of not trusting and also from having to inherit the karma from other people that wanted you to act a certain way or do a certain thing, or even just inheriting family karma. Like, I didn't do anything. I was born into this world and I was born into this crazy family where there's alcoholism, there's drug addiction, maybe there's just infidelity, maybe there's just a lot of lying and betrayal. It's again, pick your poison. Everybody has something different that grows up in trauma. And sometimes it's a combination of a lot of different things like alcoholism, drug addiction, and on top of it, no money, instability, and dealing with a parent that has major anger and resentment issues. Again, we know that rage is something that's inherited, is passed down. It's the way that our parents dealt with stress. Now, if our grandparents lived during World War II and they went off to fight over in the war and they came back, well, now everything that they deal with is going to be really on such a high level of stress, not because of what's actually happening, but they were conditioned in an environment to that everything was like life-threatening. So we know what it feels like when we have a trigger, how much anger we have, right? Like just from a trigger, it could be like, Sally Ann's wearing the same shirt that I did to the friggin' ball, whatever it is. It's like, which is not that big of a deal, but it hurts our ego. And we know how much that can like irritate us and we can ruminate on it. Well, again, the trauma from inheriting this rage, and that's from being brought up with a parent that just handled everything with like extreme rage. They were angry all the time. They were angry because their relationship, they weren't getting what they needed from their relationship. They were angry all the time because they were working a job that wasn't fulfilling. They were angry because they felt that other people and things and situations had dominance over their life. And now you might have inherited that same thing, and you're dealing with a person that doesn't also emotionally doesn't give you anything. So it's not the same type of way, but it's still the karmic theme, which is I can't have. Like you inherited that from family. So you're not really able to be vulnerable because the environment is so confusing. And I feel like you did laugh your way through it, but it's almost like this sad clown, that you need to again embody experiences that it's going to be genuine through the wonders of the world, through the wonders of you, finding out who you are, finding out what stirs up your soul. If you grew up in trauma, well, you weren't able to create yourself, and you would also not really have found your tribe, your friends. Your tribe happens when you're on your soul's path and you're creating yourself. It's again, and Spirit says you are on the right path. And it may not be the road most traveled. It's probably the road less traveled, right? And that not many have taken. However, it's your own way. It's your own way. And the Spirit says, so you're actually letting me guide you through gut intuition and a knowing, and you're just doing what you feel and you're finding yourself. So you're on the right path, Spirit says. Don't be in a relationship with this person. You were correct to feel what you felt with this person. It's like you passed that spiritual test because it's, again, because you'll find your tribe again, but it's as you are moving through life, you're meeting new people that are bringing flavor into your life and that they're bringing something into your life. That's what our friends do. Some friends bring emotional support more than others, where others bring adventure and others that like challenge ourselves. Well, this person, again, the next person that Spirit brings into your life, you're going to find while you're on your path. And again, and when you have your tribe around you, so you're going to be in a place of balance. So this is all about wisdom and knowing that God has a plan for you. That's what it says here. God has a plan for you. Live here, now, in the moment. Don't ruminate anymore. Let it go, is what Spirit's saying. Don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided them either. So even though you may want love now, Spirit says, don't rush it. Even if you want success now, don't rush it. God has a plan just for you. That is, know that it's very personal. And learn from your experiences. Take small steps in faith and succeed. And thank yourself for all your efforts, right? That's what Spirit says right here, okay? Live here, not in the here and now, not knowing beauty is what to come, meaning if you live in that way, beautiful things are going to come to you. Abundance, love, tons of unconditional love is what's going to come to you because you pass this karmic test. You're like, I don't care, like that you, like whatever you're offering me, you're not doing it. And what I see now is because I'm actually holding my ground that you never had any intention of doing it. So of course you're in a place of shame. It's like you wanted me to disrespect myself. Well, I know exactly who you are. And so this person has shame. And that's why they're moving on because they're like, I can't manipulate you, but I'm inadequate. I don't have enough for what it takes. And what you know is you can get better. I'm gonna leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.